Okay, yeah, you described this thing. It's interesting tech. That's fine. But wait a minute. This fundamentally changes how humanity interacts. That's a big statement. That's a big question, but it's exactly right.
In this interview, London Real sits down with financial expert and founder and CEO of Morgan Creek Capital Management, Mark Yusko. They delve into the paradigm-shifting concept that is blockchain technology, which is revolutionizing how humanity interacts. Beyond the fascinating aspects of this technology lies a profound transformation in our societal dynamics. One never seen before. Traditionally, our interactions revolved around the ownership of assets and the dependence on trusted financial institutions. However, recent events like the SVB bank run have exposed the vulnerability of this system where banks control our funds. Blockchain changes the game dramatically. We no longer need intermediaries who charge fees and control our money. Transactions can occur anonymously and securely through something called zero-knowledge proofs. Blockchain also challenges the grip of inflation on our wealth. Unlike fiat currencies, which lose value over time, blockchain-based assets remain stable. This shift can allow us to think about the future, be more creative, and contribute positively to society without the pressure of spending before our wealth erodes. Listen carefully as Mark Yusko explores how blockchain can liberate our creative potential and foster innovation, offering a path to a more prosperous future. It's a thought-provoking journey into the transformative power of technology and its ramifications for human progress.
And the insight is this. If we think about how we have interacted, okay, for the last 800 odd years, we all have this relationship to things that we think we own, right? So we have things of value. But do we? We're actually experiencing today. There are bank runs happening in the United States and all over. Why? Well, because people are realizing that, wait, when you put your money in the bank, it's no longer your money. It's the bank's money. And you have an IOU that most of the time is money good, unless you woke up in Cyprus in 2012 and they took 3/4 of it to, plug the hole. And all of that is to say we have this trust relationship with these bigger institutions, and they verify who we are, KYC, AML, all of this stuff. And they are the gating agent so that you and I can transact. Well, with blockchain, we don't need them. In fact, you don't even have to know who I am. Actually, physically, personally, we can interact in what's called a zero knowledge proof way, where the ledger can say, yeah, this person over here has this asset. He wants to transfer it to that person. They don't actually have to know each other. They can transact in the digital space, in the encrypted, protected world. And we don't have to pay anybody anything over here. So it allows us to break the shackles. And I use that term intentionally because it connotes slavery, right? If you think about it, if you're a salaried employee in fiat currency, fiat has this negative thing called inflation. Well, why is that negative? Well, what it does is it steals your wealth. What do you mean? No, that's not what inflation is. Well, that's exactly what it is. It's a devaluation of that currency over time. So if you're paid in fiat and the government devalues it through inflation, you have less wealth. Well, where does that wealth go? It goes to the top of the pyramid. So wait a second. So now I can take my money and instead of giving it to these institutions who can devalue it at will, I can move it into this secure storage vault that doesn't have an inflationary bias and it can preserve value. That seems superior. And I can exchange it with people. That seems superior. But here's the cool part. If I have an asset and it devalues every day, what am I incented to do? Consume. I'm incented to spend it today because it might be worth less tomorrow. If I have an asset that doesn't devalue, I don't have to spend today. I can actually be more creative. I can think about the future. I can think about what can I contribute to society. And I actually believe, and this is a big thing, and actually Jimmy Song, you should have Jimmy Song on here sometime. He makes a much more eloquent case about this.
Yeah, I've had him on. He's
but
great.
Jimmy is, so perfect. So, I mean, Jimmy talks about this in that you're unleashing incredible creative potential, which, look, humanity moves forward because of human creativity, human ingenuity, innovation. That, and it all kind of wraps back to this idea that innovation comes from that I think innate desire for us to make the world better, to make our relationships better, to be productive members of society as opposed to debt slaves.